Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. On this show, I help members of the public, no matter how small, to get the very best price for their antiques and valuables. You get a choice. Sit down with one of our regular dealers. They're going to try and buy your treasures off you for a cash sum on the table today.
£100.
No.
I bet you've done more homework than you're letting on.
A little.
If I don't think that's enough money, I'm going to say, no way. Reject that. Have a gamble. Go to auction. We'll try and get you a little bit more money there. I shall be on hand to advise you at all times. Today, the show comes to you from Skipton. There's a wonderful crowd of people here. They've been here since early this morning. They're determined to do business. They want to walk away with cash in their pocket or gamble and go to auction, but either way, they want the real deal.
The crowds are pouring in to see David and our dealers, so let's get cracking. First up is Kath. What have you got for us?
I've brought a gold sovereign, which was my mother's, so I'm looking to see what money I can get for it and hopefully get some money to buy myself a new laptop.
But will this sovereign be up Cheryl Hakeney's street?
I like gold, I like jewellery. Yes, I like this. This is one I'm going to try and buy.
Sounds promising. Let's see if they can agree on a deal.
Tell us about your sovereign.
It was my mum's sovereign. I think she originally had it in a ring and then she had it reset in a necklace. I think it's a 1918 sovereign.
That's right. It's now on this really fine chain, which I'm quite surprised it's never got lost because it's quite heavy, the sovereign. Yeah. Have you ever worn it?
I've never worn it and it's not the type of thing I tend to wear. I don't tend to wear gold, which is why I was considering selling it.
So, what would you do with the money if you did sell it today?
I think I'm going to buy myself a new laptop because mine's old and slow and could do something
Well, that's good.
better.
I always think it's good to, if you're going to sell something that's obviously sentimental, to roll the money over into something else.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to get some money out and see if I can buy this because I like a bit of gold. Right. 50, 100, 150. They're not cheap, these laptops, are they?
No.
£200. What do you think to that?
No, I'm looking for more than that.
You're looking for more? A lot more?
A fair bit more, yeah.
What about 220?
I'm still looking for a bit more than that.
Okay. How about 240?
Getting closer, but I would still like a little bit more.
Close. Okay. I think David's going to come in and have a chat.
Okay.
Well, we are starting to get there. The independent valuers are saying £250 to £300. If we talk about the intrinsic gold value being the sovereign and the 9-carat gold, there's about £258 there. So £240 is very near the gold value of this. Yeah. If you got £250 in the auction, they would take off you 15%, which would be about £40. And then you would wind up with £210.
Yeah.
Is there another tenner waiting in the wings to come out, you think, Cheryl?
I think there could be.
OK. This indicates to me that this is not going to be broken up. This indicates to me that it's going either around the neck or under the mattress, one of the two. OK, so I'm going to say at £250, not a bad deal. I think Cheryl will have a small margin of profit as well.
OK, that sounds good to me.
So, if I round that up, 250, have we got a deal,
We've
Kat?
got a deal.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Gold, great seller at the moment, good investment, can always sell it, so it's just worth giving the extra few pounds for. If it's not on song this week, it will be next week.
Cheryl's confident. We'll see how she does later on. Next up, Abdul knows how much he wants for his walking stick, but does he believe he can get it?
The lowest figure I'd probably accept is 90. Hopefully.
Let's hope Henry Nichols stumps up enough cash.
Well, walking cane.
Yeah.
Nice example.
What do you know about it?
As far as I'm aware, it's from 1923. Me and my brother-in-law, we love going to auction houses and doing our wife's heading, you know, bringing all the stuff back at the end of the day.
I know that feeling only too well.
And basically, we're just looking to downsize and look for smaller stuff that's easier to hide from the wife.
Yeah. You're right. I mean, it's a nice example of a walking stick. It is the ivory handle, silver collared, and an ebonised cane itself. The cane is actually solid ebony.
Right.
Okay. As opposed to being, you know, a Malacca walking cane or something like that. Right. And it's got the original ferrule on the end there. Yeah. But unfortunately, the ferrule has suffered a little bit of damage. So, you know, we would have to replace the ferrule, which I can do, but it's just a little bit of aggravation. The silver collar as well, we can see that we've got quite a lot of dents all on the top there, okay, which again really needs straightening out if we're going to retail this, because this really is a piece that one would retail. So what I've got to do is get some money out and see if I can try and buy it.
Cool.
Okay.
That'll do.
Yeah, that's what I like, a tryer. Okay, 20, 40, 5.
No.
That's a definite no.
Yeah.
Okay. 65.
You're getting there.
Getting there. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. £85. That's where I want to be. It's going to cost me £25 to get it sorted out. And then where do I go from there? I might end up earning a tenner. It's not as if, you know, even though it's a lovely ivory handle, but the ones that they're all coveting are things like the carved hare's heads, the eagles, snakes, you know, that type of thing. It's a very plain stick, but I like it. So 85, I think, is where I want to be, and I think that's a very good bid.
Would you go 5 or more?
I wouldn't.
I think that's quite fair.
£85.
Yeah.
Have we got a deal?
We have, mate.
You're a star.
Right,
Abdul,
cheers.
thank you very much.
You.
Lovely to see you.
Ta.
So Abdul almost got the £90 he was after, and Henry's looking pretty pleased with himself too.
I have to say that I'm tremendously pleased with this deal, and with such a dapper walking stick, one feels that one should have the accent to go with it.
One would expect nothing less from you, Henry. Time to meet our next seller, Sarah.
I brought in a lovely Waltham watch. I bought it for my husband a number of years ago. I'm looking for a good deal on it because he's got a big birthday coming up and I'd like to get him something really special.
Is Joe Brayshaw feeling generous? Let's find out.
Hello, Sarah.
Hello.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
You brought a watch.
I have, yes.
Your watch?
It's actually a watch that I bought for my husband a number of years ago. He doesn't wear it anymore. It keeps really good time, but I'd like to buy him another one.
Right.
So I'm looking to see what you can offer me.
So how long have you had it?
Probably about 6 years.
It's American.
Yeah.
It's got no foxing on the face. It's going like a good one. It's my sort of size. Is it 50s, do you think?
1940s, I believe.
Right. Is the husband not going to miss it?
No, I've since bought him another watch.
All right, what have you bought him?
An Amiga.
An Amiga. A Seamaster?
Yeah.
James Bond's watch.
Oh, yes.
£50. £100. 120. I'm not getting any reaction here at all. 140. 160. What do we think?
Well, I do know what it's worth, and perhaps a little bit more than that.
170.
A bit more.
180. The ball is in your court.
Just before you make that decision, let me tell you, tick-tock, 150 to 200 pounds, 150 to 180 is the independent valuers and the auctioneer. 180 on the table. I'm going to say tick-tock, take the money.
Well, I don't think I can really argue with that. can
No,
I?
it's best
So,
not to
thank you very
argue with
much.
him. Thank you very much. Thanks for the
you.
deal. And I'll have some fun with it for a while, I think. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tell your husband it's found a good home.
I will.
Suits me perfectly. Yeah.
Thank you.
Coming up, a clash of opinions on Tony's table.
Well, I thought he was worth quite a little bit more than that.
No, he's not worth above £100.
And David spots a dealer in the making.
You will be one of the best valuers in the country on slate clocks. You will know them to a quid.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Skipton in North Yorkshire. There may be different points of view on Tony Gearin's table next over a collection of Guinness memorabilia.
Hello, I'm Tony, and you are?
I'm Jean.
Jean, nice to meet you, Jean.
Thank you.
What have you bought in for me today?
I bought a collection that my mother collected when she was a landlady of a local pub. She collected it for many years, and unfortunately she passed away, and it's about time I did something with the collection.
So, not ever made for resale?
No.
I don't think.
No.
Always made as a kind of a little nudge to help.
Sell a little bit more.
Yeah, let's sell a little bit more. And also, you know, very smart move
Yes.
on their behalf, because these would be around sort of the pub, and you'd get reminded, oh, I might have one of those. There was a time when, you know, these kind of advertising points peaked, and they really were fetching, you know, quite substantial amounts of money. I mean, those years have gone, especially with this particular type of advertising. But these were sort of, well, they were pushing £400 or £500 at one point.
Goodness.
Just for those, yeah, I know. Certainly £350 all day long. And now, you know, probably less than 100. So, and we've got a little lamp.
Yes.
Salt, pepper and mustard. He's got to be my favourite.
Yes.
The little tortoise with his little pint on his back. Well, let's have a see and see what we can get on the table for you here, my dear. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. How's that?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were going to carry on there.
Get whiplash.
No.
Another 20. That's got to be 150 at auction you've got to get, isn't it?
I think I was expecting a little bit more.
Go on, one more. 140. Final offer.
Are you sure?
Are you sure?
Well, I sort of thought that the turtle on his own was worth...
Was worth what on its own?
Well, I thought he was worth quite a little bit more than that.
What, more than £140?
Well, majority of that.
No, he's not worth 140. He's not worth above £100.
So the rest of the collection, you're saying then is £40?
Well, I'm saying the rest of the collection is not really saleable. So 140 is going to be my final offer on those items.
Are you sure you can't just sneak another one on there?
No, I'm going to stick to 140. So what would you like to do? Go to auction or...?
I think I'm going to take it to
Well, I
auction.
wish you luck with that. Great
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Two people are there and they want that middle toucan and the tortoise, then, you know, it could get up the high hundreds. But I think on a bad day, it could be a real flopper.
Nice and positive, Tony. Let's see what auctioneer Kevin Kendall thinks.
Lots of individual pieces that haven't really any intrinsic value, but together as a collection, it's quite eye-catching. And yeah, I would imagine it'll do between 150 and 200, so not a bad offer, but we can do better.
Well, Kevin's ready to go, and Jean's joined the Duke in the sale room where the collection is about to go under the hammer.
You sat down with our dealer, Tony, and he said 140 quid. Now, you must have been tempted with that.
Well, yes and no. And I was curious to come to auction.
OK, they're here in the sale room. The reserve is 150, which is very close to that, and there could be a deduction of commission. Are they going to sell? Was the decision the right decision? We're going to find out now.
I'll start at 150,
160, 170, 180, 190 with me now. 200 for you if you like. 190 with me. 190 now. 190. 200 the lady, yes? 200 bid.
This bid's all over the place. £200 now.
200 with the lady now. 200, 200, 200, 200. Make your mind up time. £200 with the lady and selling at 200.
OK, the gavel's gone down at £200. I make that £164. What's your first reaction?
Fine.
Satisfied?
Fantastic, yes.
Happy with that?
Yes.
Any idea what you're going to spend that money on?
I'm going to take my husband for lunch in the Lake District. He's never been.
Did you hear that? It's nice, isn't it? She is going to take her husband to some posh restaurant in the Lake District for lunch. £200 under the gavel, taking home 164 quid, and that lucky husband is going out for lunch with his gorgeous wife and a good old drink. Ooh, what a deal. Real deal.
Back in the dealer's den, what's Jo thinking about her next item? It's a 19th century mantel clock.
I think it's as dull as ditch water, but Marvin looks fun.
This deal might be hard work. Don't stand for any nonsense, Marvin.
Hi, Marvin.
You okay?
I'm fine. Your clock?
Aye. It's a French mantle with a French movement.
Do you know who the movement's by?
No, I'm not too sure of that. I couldn't actually see the name in the back.
Right. You've never had the bell off then?
No.
It's a chapeau frere movement, which is a decent movement.
Okay.
Have you had it long?
No, I bought it a while ago. It's just it's a quick turnover type thing.
Right. So you're looking for a profit then?
Sort of.
Yeah. Dealer?
No, I'm trying to be.
Trying to be. Yeah, black slate clock. Probably an English case with a French movement, as you say. White enamel face, which is good. It's not a paper face. A little damage around the keyholes, which you often get. Probably from about 1860.
That old, yeah.
Maybe a little bit later, 1880. Quite like its sort of austere look to it. Got pendulum and looks like the original steel key, doesn't it?
Yep.
Though possibly not, because it's an English key. Right, do I want this beast in my life? Well, we'll have a bash and see what happens. Game for anything these days, so I can go. £50.
No.
£100.
Can we get Dickie in to say?
Mr. Dickinson would, yes, I'm sure would come in and give you a bit of advice.
Yeah, a bit of advice.
Well, you know, they look a lot for the money, these clocks. You have this slate clock, not unattractive, and they do go to restorers, and I've seen them polished, and they can look quite splendid. One of our estimations is 80 to 100. One is a bit more ambitious. One is 100 to 150. Now, I know you bought this in sale, and I think that tells the story. You paid what? Was it 110?
It was.
Was that all in with the commission?
Yep.
Which kind of ties in very nicely with what our independents are saying. Now, the danger is here. If we got 120 in the auction, you'd be taking away the 20 for the commission. So we are in a bit of a rocky place here. If it was me, I'd take the 100, and I'll tell you why. I think by gambling, we might come unstuck, and it might not sell. And this way, for a tenner, not a bad bit of experience.
Yeah.
You will be one of the best valuers in the country on slate clocks. You will know them to a quid. So that's my advice.
Right. Okay. So you've heard what David said about the clock and his advice. What's the decision?
Yeah, I'll take the 100.
Taking the 100?
Yep.
Well done. Thank you very much.
It wasn't the outcome that I was looking for, but still happy anyway.
But at least you've learnt a valuable lesson about dealing in antiques. Coming up, Tony hears the pitter-patter of tiny feet.
180. That's how much I like him.
But will he be able to take this little fella home?
I may have gone a little too much.
I don't think you've gone quite far enough myself.
where have you been? Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
In the den, Jean's brought along a vase by a name all Real Deal viewers know very well.
I've bought a piece of Moorcroft, just here for the fun and the experience, and hopefully a nice revenue at the end.
Moorcroft, the magic word. This is exciting. I'm going to try and buy this. Hello, Jean.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much.
I see you've brought some Moorcroft.
Yes.
Where did it come from, or how did you come to own it?
It was given to us as a wedding present.
Really?
By an elderly relative then, so I don't know how old it is.
Well, just pick it up quickly and just... There's the telltale sign, and we've got there's a W. You can just sort of make out here, I think it's Walter, and you've got the Moorcroft. It's almost like a squiggly sort of signature. And it's quite tactile, Moorcroft. You know, you quite want to feel it. You can feel the glaze. It's this really sort of rich, almost toffee-like glaze to the pieces. I would think this is probably a 1940s or 50s piece, looking at it. I'm sure you've got an idea of how much you would like for it.
Yeah.
So I would like to buy it, Jean. So I'm going to get some cash out. Moorcroft, lots and lots of collectors out there.
Yes.
Something that is very wanted at the moment. So let's go. 50, £100.
No.
No?
No.
I bet you've done more homework than you're letting on.
A little.
Right, now we're talking 150.
No.
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 David?
Well, I think you're right, Jean, because obviously we've got Moorcroft here. Nice decoration. They say £200 to £300. And I think they're probably right within their estimation. I would have thought it's worth over 200 because it's desirable, it's collectible, and there are buyers in a rather difficult marketplace, but there are buyers for Moorcroft.
Thank you.
Keep going then. £200.
Oh no, I think it needs to be nearer 3.
Nearer 3. £240, Jean.
I think I'll take it to auction and
You're
try.
going to go to auction?
Yes, thank you very
much.
much.
Well, the very best of luck. Thank you for bringing it along.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
I was really disappointed about not buying the Moorcroft. I like to buy Moorcroft, but I think Jean wanted to go to auction, and I can't beat that.
It was a very good offer, but I think I just want to take it to have the experience of going to auction and see what it can do there.
Ooh, Jean's taking a bit of a gamble here. Let's hope it works out.
You've decided to come to the auction. We've set the reserve at £200, which is less than you turned down. They are very popular, these Moorcroft vases. You were offered £240, which was a very good offer.
Yeah.
It's worth that, and it could be worth a bit more, but are the buyers here?
Somebody will start me at 200. How far are we going to have to go? 150 will go. 150 bid.
They're starting down low at 150, 160, 180. They're at 200.
220, 240, 240 now on my right, 240, 240, both phones are out. 240, make your mind up, time. 240 holding this time then, Oshua, 240.
OK, gavel has gone down. This was a close one because Cheryl, even though it was the same offer, was more valuable to you because there was no deduction. So you're going home with about £196 and a little bit over that. Are you disappointed or are you happy enough with that?
No, I'm happy with that.
You're happy with that?
Yes, I am, yes.
So you've experienced the auction.
Mm-hmm.
Did you enjoy it?
I have, yes, very much.
Nice day. Well, we've enjoyed having you on the show. So on the day, the real deal. Cheryl, right on the money, girl. 240 quid. Real deal.
Next on Tony's table is Susan. What have you got for us?
I brought in a little mouse. It was my father's. It's very lifelike, so it's a little bit scary. But I'd like to have a bit of a go at negotiating, and I've got a bit of a figure in my mind as to how much I'd accept.
To make sure Susan gets the right amount for her mouse, the Duke and auctioneer Kevin Kendall are twitching on the sidelines.
Lovely to meet you, Susan. And what have you brought us today, then?
I've brought this little mouse in for you to have a look at.
And where's he come from?
Well, he was my father's. My father was a private antique collector.
Oh, really?
And he's had it for many, many years. And I just said I'd come in and see if you'd like to offer me some money for it.
And do you know where he bought it from, or?
I absolutely no idea where he got it from, but he's had it quite a number of years.
And how many years do you think?
Well, 30 years that I know of,
Right,
and
so-
maybe a few years before that.
I'll just have a look at him if I
Of
may.
course, yes.
Yes, all the paintwork's there. His tail's probably where it's been stroked and felt over the years. I'd say it's turn of the century,
Right.
something like that. There is some stamp marks there. So he's Austrian. There's a London stamp, so it's probably the importers. There's no maker's mark on it, sadly, not Border or anybody like that, which could, you know, make it sort of £300, £400, £500 if it was a good Austrian maker.
You know, sometimes, Kevin, I'm amazed just how popular these coal-painted Austrian bronzes are. I haven't seen many mice coal-painted animals. Have you seen that before?
No, I see little examples of hares and
Yeah.
things like that. Mice probably aren't quite as popular.
Yeah.
They're not everybody's favourite animal.
I haven't seen one of those before. I think it makes it quite quirky, quite different, and quite interesting. Now, our independent valuers are saying 180 to 220. What are you saying, Kevin?
I thought a bit more than that. I thought sort of 200 to 300 in that range.
I think you're spot on the money. For a small animal, quirky, interesting, desirable, I'm going to say £200 to £300. Now, Tony is an experienced dealer. He's got a good eye. He knows this game. Let's see what he puts on the table.
You know, I'd like to have a go at this, if I may.
Absolutely.
Well, that's why you're here, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes.
Now, let's see. For a little mouse, be a bit more than a little, won't it?
I would hope so, yes.
Oh, you could, let's see. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180. That's how much I like him.
He is very nice, as you said yourself.
Well, that's why I've gone to 180, because I do like it. And there's no maker's mark. I would have probably gone to nearer 3 if it had a good Austrian maker's. I may have gone a little too much.
I don't think you've gone quite far enough myself.
Well, he's peeled off 180 quid with a smile on his face. You can see he likes it. What do you think about that offer?
Yeah, it's a strong opening offer, is that? But
Yeah.
it is only an opening offer. I would want a bit more than that.
Well, you've heard what Kevin says, and he has the experience of the sale room behind him. I agree with him. I think it's £200 to £300. I think it's worth more, and I'm going in to tell our seller it's worth a few more bobbies, this.
Let's see what David's got to say.
Now, when you brought this little mouse along to Dickinson's Real Deal today, did you know it was bronze?
I knew it was bronze, yes.
By the sheer weight of it?
Yes.
OK. 180 to 220 is one estimation, and 2 to 3 is the more chunky estimate. Are you prepared to sweeten the pot, Tony?
I am, David, actually.
OK, I'm going to get out of the way, and I'm going to say, let's not try and be too greedy here. We've got a trader here who's laying his own money out, needs to make a profit. Let's see what he puts down. Maybe it's better to sell at this stage rather than gamble at auction.
Thank you.
What are you going to do with the money?
Well, I'd like to use it to go towards a holiday.
And where would you like to go?
Well, I'd like to go to Goa.
To Goa? Oh, it's wonderful, Goa. Well, let's see if we can get you to Goa. So I'm going to go and stop messing about and put 240 down.
£240.
Yeah, it's a good offer. It's about on the money, I would think, at the moment.
I think the same. It's about its money. I'd like to have seen about 250 quid, but I think at 240 it's near. I'm going in to tell our seller you might just get a few more bob off, Tony.
What about if...
Well, I hear you're going to say, what about another maybe of 10 or whatever?
Yes.
What I'm going to say is this, I think our dealer, Tony, is being fair. I'm going to say £240 is on the table. If you do squeeze in for that other tenner, I'm going to say, get down to the travel agent and get your ticket.
So, Tony, what do you think?
Well, I'll have to give it to you then, won't I?
That's lovely. Thank you very much. I'm happy with that.
Great stuff. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think I'll end up keeping him. As long as he doesn't eat all the cheese.
What a great result for Susan there. Coming up, our dealer Henry loves to buy medals, but can he lay out enough cash to tempt Marion?
£180.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I should take them home for that.
For our last item of the day, Marion has brought in something which is right up Henry's street, a collection of medals and war ephemera.
I'm actually more excited by the ephemera and the postcards than I am really about the medals, because the medals are 2 a penny being Army Service Corps. I'm undecided really what I think they're worth, but we'll establish that as I go along.
Henry's a keen collector, so how much of a fight will he put up to take this lot home?
Well, what an interesting selection of medals and related ephemera that you've brought in today.
Yes.
I mean, obviously this is only a small part of all the bits and pieces that you have brought.
That's right.
Relating to various members of your family. What history do you know about it all?
Well, I only know what my father used to talk about and what my brother used to talk about, and my uncles.
Yeah.
You know, who were in the First World War. Well, and my mother, of course, who used to tell me all things that happened during that time. And of course, I was the sort of person who liked to keep things, and I think I was the only person who liked to keep things, and that's the result of what we've got here.
Well, I'm really glad that you're one of those people that loves to keep things. You know, family history, I think, is a very important thing. But why, if you've kept them all these years, why do you want to get rid of them now?
Well, the young people don't seem to be appreciative of these sort of things. I'd rather they went to someone who really could enjoy them and appreciate them.
Well, you brought them to the right person, because I love medals. I have a passion for collecting medals. We've got 2 different lots here.
That's right.
We've got First World War here, that presumably was your father's.
Yes.
And then we've got the Second World War medals here,
Yes.
which were your brothers.
Brothers, that's right.
OK, let's start at the top here with the First World War. You have standard First World War issued medals, OK? And then we've also got a Faithful Service medal for the Special Constabulary, which presumably your father was in the Second World War.
Yes, yes. So it was in the First World War, but that was the Second World War.
That would be right. Well, let's have a look and see where he was to start with. OK, he started off as Private Arthur Kitchener, Army Service Corps.
Yes, that's right.
OK, yeah. And I noticed from the other medals that he actually finished the war a corporal.
Yes.
Which does help things. With medals, a lot of the value is down to whether it's a rare regiment, whether it's, you know, a gallantry decorated group, mentioned in dispatches, that sort of thing. With Army Service Corps, there were an awful lot of them. And so therefore, as a group, as such, it wouldn't be necessarily on its own worth very much money. Then we come to the book here, and we can see just down on this postcard here, marked with a blue dot, is your father.
That's right, correct.
OK, so that is lovely. That's lovely to have a picture of your father to go with the medals. And it begins to build up from there, because if we turn the pages over here, if we go one more like that, we also have, in amongst all these postcards and bits of ephemera, we've got a wonderful postcard of your father's garage.
That's right, yes.
Now that is a really exciting postcard, because postcard collectors, they all love shop fronts, garage fronts. It gets them very excited. And again, it starts to paint up a bigger picture, build up a bigger picture of your father, what he did before the war, after the war, etc. So that, with all that, we've got a lovely, really quite charming collection. It's a lovely, lovely group. It really is. I'm thrilled that you brought it in. Question is, what do we think it's worth?
Exactly.
So what I'm going to do is get some money out and see if I can tempt you. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 120, 140, 160, 180. £180.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
Oh, I should take them home for that.
Marion's not having any of it. If Henry wants this collection, he's going to have to try a lot harder.
Am I far away?
quite a long way, yes.
Quite a long way. OK, 200, 220, 240. Am I getting closer? Please say yes.
No.
No! 260, 270.
No, that's no good at all.
David?
Sorry.
It doesn't sound enough, sir. 3 to 5, 5 to 6. The auctioneer in particular is obviously quite honoured by this collection. He's saying £500 to £600. I'm going to walk away and leave you with Henry. He knows his stuff. I think there's more money to come.
Right, thank you.
OK, thank you, David. Where do I want to be? We'll take that away. So we're at 260, 280, 300, 320, 340, 360, 380, 400.
A bit better, but considering there's all the other things with it, I still don't think it's quite enough.
So how far away am I then?
Oh, I think quite a little, yes, quite a while, really.
Quite a while?
Yes, quite a bit, yes.
420, 440, 450.
£450 on the table now, so we really are starting to get a little bit up there, because before we were talking 3 to 500, a bit on the low side, I think, and 5 to 6 was the auctioneer's estimation. Now, I've just had a quick word with the auctioneer. He's fairly confident, but they're saying, well, they should kind of bring 500 at least, or thereabouts. But if that is the case, you would have a commission of 15%.
Yes.
And at £500, you'd have £75 to take off, which would leave you with £425. I think at the moment it's nearly there. Any chance of another 25 quid to stop this lady from going to the auction?
I like the £5 bit of the 25 better than I do the 25. Oh,
You're at what? You're at 450.
We're at 450. 470.
I'm going to walk away and let you think about this, but at the moment, it's probably very near, and it's in cash.
Thank you, David. 470 is on the table. Any more than that, and I think you should take it to auction.
I think I'll probably take it as it is, I think. Because for £30, if I'm going to finish up with about 500 anyway, it really doesn't seem worth it, does it, for £30?
Quite.
Does it?
So do we have a deal?
Yes, we do. Yes.
Splendid. Thank you very much for coming in. Lovely to see you.
Thank you very much, Henry. Thank you.
At the end of the day, my offer that I put on the table was a good offer. I'm glad I bought them, but I paid all the money for them.
You certainly did, Henry, as those medals haven't found a buyer yet. But he did like the walking stick he paid £85 for.
I have to say that I'm tremendously pleased with this deal. And with such a dapper walking stick, one feels that one should have the accent to go with it.
But despite the fancy accent it brought out in him, the walking stick wasn't such a dapper buy after all. It wasn't an easy day for the rest of our dealers either. Tony was won over by that little bronze mouse.
Great stuff. Thank you very much. I think I'll end up keeping him.
You won't make any money that way, Tony. You ought to take a leaf out of Cheryl's book and buy something our dealers know how to sell. Gold.
Great seller at the moment, good investment, can always sell it.
She squeezed a small profit from her £250 outlay. So that leaves us with Jo. While she's not managed to sell the mantle clock yet, she had better luck with the gold Waltham wristwatch she paid £180 for.
Tell your husband it's found a good home.
Winding up with some extra cash for her purse when she sold it on. Well done, Jo.
We've had a really exciting day. There's been plenty of people here, lots of buying, lots of selling. That's just what I like to see. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you.